Kia ora. My name is Tim Werner Morrison, and I play the character Jango Fett in Star Wars Attack of the Clones Episode 2. And you're listening to This Week in Geek.
Welcome back to Stargate SG-1, or not really. This is Stargate TWIG. This is Stargate Tactical Weapons Integration Group. I am your game master for this evening. I am Mike the Birdman, but I'm not alone as I trek across the Milky Way galaxy from the secretive Phoenix base into which the other Stargate command functions. I'm joined all the way from the lovely state of New Jersey.
It's Ken from thisanimepodcast.com, and I'm playing the leader, Saul.
The guy who most often fails to keep me in check, from the city of Kitchener.
Alex playing Bob, Dr. Bob. I swear I'm probably going to have to take over this recording halfway through, and you'll find out why, maybe.
And of course, from 30 feet in the opposite direction of me right now,
it's Liam playing Ringo.
And of course, from the Twig Sunday Funnies and the great frozen hellscape of Saskatchewan,
JT from Saskatoon playing Lieutenant Carter Hall. And I swear to God, I'm just going to start saying Lieutenant because I will never remember that more than this episode.
It's going to be like one of the recurring gags in this show, probably.
Say it right!
I honestly, every time you say it, I keep thinking in my head that you're not Lieutenant or whatever. I just keep thinking JT Carter Hall.
All right, so we find ourselves once again on Moon M5M001. The team has just arrived through the gate and has found their MALP probe destroyed, and a snowstorm is about to descend upon them. However, Dr. Bob had heard something snap behind him, trudging through the snow, and he's not entirely sure what that is. So, Dr. Bob, your character turns around, and you don't see anything, but you could smell it. It's in the air for sure. You smell at least 3 distinctive smells. You smell something that is definitely heavily metallic. You can also smell sweat and what smells like human pheromones, but you're not 100% sure, and something else you've never smelled before.
Okay, I yell out to the rest of the team, I smell genitals.
Cloaca. I smell it too.
Just wafting. I'm going to... You said did I turn my head or just turn my whole body? Or am I already facing the direction of the smells?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I am going to go investigate, like getting a little closer to the smell.
You start investing. You start walking over towards in that direction. Your heavy boots crunching in the snow. You're slowed a little bit down. And Dr. Bob, you are being shot at. So
I just yell, ow.
So they're going to roll their attack roll.
Okay.
They got a 8 plus their attack. I'm guessing a 12 does not hit you.
Is that armor class?
Yes.
I have an armor class of 12.
It does hit you, but it knocks you back.
So basically it hits my park or my like winter jacket and then pushes me back.
Yes, it knocks you back flat on your ass because it would have done damage, but you're a tough guy, and the blast wasn't entirely intended to kill. It was more intended to test.
Also, it wasn't a bullet. It was like I was hit with something.
Yeah, you were hit with something heavy. So
like a mortar shell, or
more like a staff weapon.
Oh, okay. So it was not a metallic thing that hit me.
No, all you hear is you feel this plasma energy burst hit you square in the chest, knocks you flat on your ass. It did not penetrate your armor, but as you are knocked flat on your back, you see two Jaffa emerge from the woods. They are dressed in a different type of headpiece you've never seen before. It's rather than serpent or wolf guard or anything like that, or even horse guards, this thing looks like a bronze tiger of, if anything. The presumably males that are wearing the armor are steadily advancing towards you, and they are just firing their staff weapons repeatedly. And then there is a human styled female who is just standing there holding some kind of weapon behind them, not moving. What are you going to do? Because the two wolf guards, or not wolf guards, the two tiger guards are advancing on you.
I mean, I assume we heard the fire.
Oh yeah, you heard boom, and you saw Dr. Bob go flying back.
You heard Dr. Bob yell, "I smell genitals," and then you heard a bang. So I'm getting. Am I out of it for this round, or what is going on?
No, you're just knocked flat.
Just knocked flat. All right,
Yeah.
I'm getting up, and I am. Let me think. I am, because I'm the medic. I shouldn't really go and just attack. I'm going to regroup with the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Saul is going to, obviously, like, he has his P90. He has, like, a sling with his P90, so he's just going to drop the P90 down with this sling, and then take out his claws and proceed to run at them.
Okay, so give me an attack roll, please.
Okay. That is a unnatural 20.
That hits dramatically.
Yeah. All right. That is.
Are these natural claws, Ken, or is it like some sort of?
Yeah, this is
apparatus?
natural. These are natural claws.
Okay.
And
So they
that
have
is
similar melee to
shitty
the
damage.
unit.
That's 2 damage.
Okay, so you take your claws against one of the tiger guards. It scrapes across his chest armor. And as it runs right across, you can see your claw marks kind of digging into it, leaving scores behind it. But just as quickly as you deal damage, the wounds on the armor close up.
Okay.
Oh.
So piercing, some kind of healing from piercing armor. So,
So since
are
you
the
are
helmets full face?
yes, you cannot see what they look like underneath.
So cutting their heads off are probably out of the picture then.
Unless you could take them off at the shoulders, because the Tiger Guard helmet covers from the shoulder till about 3/4 of the way down the body. And then it comes up. Their arms are free to move. They are wearing some kind of protective gear over their torsos and boots. Their arms are bare, but other than that, they are fairly well protected.
So, point of order, as Ringo, can I just kind of shout something out in the middle of
Yes.
combat?
Yes.
Okay.
So everybody roll initiative after Liam does this.
Aim for the joints. Just aim for the joints.
Okay, which
Go.
by the way, does this count? Can I activate? It says once per mission.
Yes.
I have the ability of Clan Leader, which means that other friendly Unas may call upon your presence to gain advantage on a save or attack roll.
Yes, but that's once per mission, and
Yes,
you don't know when this is going to
I'm
start.
not going to do it now. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, would this be a situation where I could use that?
You could, yes, if you really
Okay.
needed to.
Okay, but I'm not going to. So we're saying roll
Mine's
initiative
an
now?
11.
Okay.
My initiative's 11. So
My initiative is 19.
Okay, so it looks like Carter's going to go first. Okay.
Initiative 14.
Okay. And then Liam, what are you?
Oh shit! What number die is this again?
it's a D20.
Just a regular
12?
D20.
Anything that you don't necessarily.
I got a 7.
Oof.
Your last.
Okay, so it goes Carter, then I think Alex, then Ken, then Liam, correct?
What about Rodriguez?
Oh, Rodriguez. Let's roll for her. She gets a 12.
So that goes. Who got the 19?
I did.
JT, and
So,
then
so it's JT, me, then Rodriguez, then
Ken, and then Liam.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. So JT, you go first. You see these two Jaffa and this mysterious third person, this woman, not doing anything, just kind of standing there as these two Jaffa advance towards you, trying to separate you from the gate.
Okay. Well, first thing Carter's going to do is get under cover. And with it called shots, is that rolling at disadvantage, or is that just like if I say center mass, that's just assumed to be the normal kind of shooting?
Yeah, you're just going to
Okay.
shoot wherever you're likely to hit. And when
Yeah.
you say taking cover, what are you hiding behind? You're now to give an idea of what the area looks like. Around the gate, there's the dial home device, which is just off to the left of the gate, and then it's pretty much for about 50 yards or so. It's mostly snow. Then beyond that, it is forest. So you could run into the forest if you wanted to do that, but you would be further away.
Okay. Carter's just going to, bring up his G36, like his assault rifle, and just start dumping on these guys.
Okay. Roll.
So
to
the
attack.
one that's closest to him, he's just going to start,
Shooting
attacking
at?
him.
Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
9, and that's a 13 to hit.
It deflects off his armor. And as the bullets hit, again, like with Saul, the wounds just seem to heal. And they keep advancing towards you. And you actually, everybody really quickly, everybody roll this, but I only want to know the highest number. Everybody roll intelligence or wisdom. Pick whichever one's higher.
Whichever one is higher.
That's a 19 in wisdom.
Okay.
16. Intelligence.
That was a 4.
Okay.
Ooh.
So my wisdom is a 12 plus 1. You'll have to bear with me. How do I roll against that?
You
Roll. Just
roll
roll.
a d20.
Yep. Just roll a d20.
14.
Okay. So JT, you got a 19, you said?
Yeah.
They're not shooting so much at you as they are trying to herd you away from the gate. They're
Carter-
trying to cut you off.
Carter notices this. They're trying to get us away from the gate.
And as you yell that, the woman looks, she kind of snaps to, looks directly at you, Carter, and starts walking forward.
Like at a steady pace, or is she
At
like
a
booking
steady
it?
pace. At
Okay.
a steady pace, the Jaffa immediately stop firing, and they start laughing.
Oh, this is not good.
So what are you all going to do? So
All right.
JT, are you all right? So your attack didn't hit. So next in the combat order would be me, I
Me.
think.
Me.
Oh no! All right, Alex. All right, Dr. Bob. What are you going to do?
Dr. Bob.
You-
Dr. Bob runs in front of the dial home device and basically, instead of hiding behind it, he's shielding the dial home device and pulls out his shotgun, which in my hands looks like a pistol.
Okay, so you pull out your shotgun. You're protecting the dial home device, and what are you going to do?
How far away is
The The Jaffa are probably about 50 feet. The woman's at about 40 feet, and she's closing fast.
That is 40 feet. Okay, I'm gonna fire because that's gonna ideally 10 meters is the distance, but it can spread up to 30.
Yep. So you will hit her.
Basically, I'm grape shotting them.
Yeah. Okay.
Just for, even though I know it's probably not going to do much, but maybe slow them down. So I'm going to roll for that, which is
D20. Yep.
Regular D20. Roll the hit. That is. I'm going to say I don't have. That wouldn't be. I'm trying to think if there's anything I can apply to it. That's a specific skill. No. Okay. Well, I rolled a 16.
It hits her, and your shotgun blast hits her straight across the chest, and the wounds open up. Like, you clearly hit her. It's hit her right through whatever clothing she was wearing, and there's some kind of an energy scattering effect.
But the real question is, because this is a shotgun and it has a spread,
yeah,
do I hit the weapon she was holding?
I'm going to roll that. High or low?
Oh, you want me to go high or low?
No,
high.
I'm going to ask. Okay, so I'm going to roll a d20, and if you roll high, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I rolled a 4. It does not hit her weapon. So she takes the shotgun blast. Some kind of an energy scattering effect happens, and you see her flesh kind of peel away for a second, and then it reforms.
Does she wince at the pain, or is it just no reaction whatsoever?
None. She just keeps walking, completely expressionless.
Okay, Dr. Pop goes, this isn't fair.
All right, so who would be next? I think that would be...
That's Rodriguez.
But I will say this. I'm standing in front of the DHD device, so I am technically... I will be covering it if anything happens towards it. Like, I'll probably take a hit.
Okay, so Selena raises her P90. She cocks it back. She raises it to her shoulders. Like, all right, you primitive bitch, take this. She rolls a natural 1. Her gun jams.
I was going to say, it blows up in her hand.
And she's like, what the fuck? And she's trying to kind of work the receiver. It's not working. She drops the clip to the ground and accidentally kicks it across into the snow, losing it. And she's like, oh, fuck. And she gets behind you, Dr. Bob. She's like, well, fucking do something.
Dr. Bob turns and says, what, like throw my gun towards the enemy?
She just kind of looks like, she's like, ah. Saul.
All right. Well, I'm going to try and tackle her.
Okay.
So,
are you gonna be like a Pokemon and yell out Jackal Tackle before you go? Jackal Tackle, it's super effective.
I would assume that's either athletics or acrobatics.
Or strength. I'll say athletics makes more sense to me.
Okie dokie. That is 18 plus 6, so...
Damn. Okay.
I am a strong boy. And also athletics is a skill. Known skill. So
you tackle into her. You do knock her prone. Looking at her, it doesn't look like she would weigh more than maybe 130, 40 pounds. But she weighs like a ton. Like you have...
So basically, I just ran into a brick wall.
Wow, you ran into a brick wall. You knocked her down. You've winded yourself. But you knocked her prone. She looks kind of down at you. And the only slightest bit of emotion she displays, she kind of smiles at you and goes, interesting. We've never encountered your kind before. She then is going to try and grapple you in close range combat as a quick reaction, just because you are so close. She's going to be at disadvantage here, just because I'm not doing this in the proper order, and it's dramatic.
Shit.
So 14 plus 6, So 20. And a natural 20. So she does grab you, Saul, and she does throw you back towards the gate. You tumble head over heels, but you are relatively unhurt. You take 2 points of damage. That's it.
Okay.
Because the snow did break your fall somewhat. Okay. Who's go next? I guess that would be Oringo, I guess.
Yeah. So she's still prone.
Yeah.
And I would assume I'm still a fair distance away. What are the Jaffa up to?
They've
just kind of stopped. They're standing, watching what's going on.
Yep. They are not moving.
Do I have a line of sight to the other target, the female?
Yep. You could see her free and clear.
All right.
In fact, she hasn't, to your knowledge, she hasn't noticed you yet.
Well, we tried everything else. How about I try and put a crossbow bolt through her eye?
Okay.
And let's see.
Oh, I see. You're trying to get something stuck in there that maybe won't heal over.
Yeah, or see if it can go in there, find out what she is. Or it might just make her angry. Let's see, so I need a 1d8. Ooh, that wasn't good.
So you roll your d20 first.
Yeah, to hit. Yeah.
Oh.
So it'll be your 1d20 plus your dex modifier because it's a crossbow and it's a ranged weapon.
Okay, sorry, I'm going off of the sheet here.
That's okay, no problem.
So oh god, I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you fire a crossbow bolt. She sits up just as a crossbow bolt comes at her, and she knocks it aside right out of the air. Again, smiles. She goes, How primitive. She gets up, dusts herself off, and continues walking towards your group. She is closing. The Jaff are now starting to follow behind her.
And that's end of the round. So.
Yeah, it's the end of the round. So top of the round, back to Carter. What are you going to do?
Carter sees the bolt. And so how far is Carter from everyone else right now?
You're all relatively close. Like, you're all within, like, easily distance of each other. Like, basically, most of you are packed tight except for Oringo. He would take about 2 rounds to get to because he was up ahead scouting. But he can still see you.
Carter moves to put himself between the rest of the group and the female.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be a called shot, Mike. Okay. I'm going for a headshot on this.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Do I need to roll disadvantage or
yes?
Is this... Okay. 1 second. Crap, I almost forgot how to do math. That's a 13 and a 7.
Okay, it does not hit. You fire towards her face, and at the last second, it's almost like she supernaturally anticipated your move. And she just moves her head, and your bullet whizzes by her.
She bullet times it?
She bullet timed it. But Carter's not quite. It's almost like she predicted your move.
And Carter, I forget, what was the weapon she had? Was it like a staff weapon, did you say? Or did we get a description?
She has some kind of an alien assault rifle, something you've never seen before, but it looks like a long arm of some type.
Okay.
But she hasn't fired it yet.
Carter's just like, oh, we're in trouble, over his shoulder without breaking eye contact with the enemy.
All right. So next on the order, I think, is Dr. Bob.
So Dr. Bob is going to lunge at her and try to cut her arm off, the arm that's holding the weapon.
Okay. Roll
with his clack blade. All
Okay.
right, so I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do to increase that.
That'd be a strength-based roll, I would think. I guess because this would be melee.
Yeah, strength, and would that be athletics too, or is it?
That would be for. I'm just. I think so. Yeah, that would be melee. So that's strength, which is whatever that is, plus your proficiency bonus, and then so that's your hit.
Let's roll this. Okay, so I rolled a 17. 22 with my modifiers.
You definitely hit her. So your blade digs right into her. It starts cutting, and then it stops dead. Like it hits something.
So I don't not even rolling for damage.
Yeah, it cuts into her deep.
Is it embedded?
Yes, it's stuck in her, and she looks down. And then she looks at you, looks back at her arm, looks at you. That shouldn't have happened. You would gain a surprise attack on her right now because she is surprised at you.
Okay. I'm gonna grab my shotgun because I get 2 shots before I have to reload. I already used 1.
Yep.
And I'm gonna blast her in the mouth.
All right. You don't even have to roll to hit.
Because I'm already right there. Okay, so point blank. So that is 1d10. Uno momento. That is 8.
So, boom, you fire this thing right in her face. Again, the same energy ripple happens. Her flesh tears away, revealing something underneath. It's kind of silver with a kind of blue underlighting. It looks vaguely mechanical underneath, and the wound stays there this time. And she just looks at you. The smile is half missing. Now you've blown half of her face off.
Now,
and she shoves you back.
So I guess what we got to figure out now is it because I was close enough to do that, or is it because I did something with the arm? Well, I guess we'll have to wait. So what did she do to me?
She pushed you back, not enough to do damage, but enough to make you go flying back again. You land hard against the dial home device. Yeah. She says something in the Guald language, which I presume the Unos would understand it. Correct?
Yes, likely. Yes.
She says clearly in Guald, do not let them use the gate. Do not let them escape. Cut them off. The Jaffa then raise their weapons and kind of do that kind of charge thing they do to intimidate people.
Oh, like where the heads pop open?
Yeah, where the heads pop open, they charge, but they don't fire.
Okay, so would I be able to relay that to Rodriguez?
Yes.
Because Rodriguez was right behind me.
Yeah,
like,
she's right.
If I landed back against the dial home device, we were both there before. So
yeah. So it's her go now. So she grabs another clip for her P90. She's got it in. This time she's clearly rattled.
So I yell to her, or I yell. Do I yell? I guess I yell out.
Yeah.
They're going for the gate.
All right. So she's like,
because I don't think that Ringo would be close enough to have heard that from her, like from the Gould.
No.
I'm out within sight, but I'm out of earshot.
Yeah. So Rodriguez rolled a 17, which is enough to hit. She does 2d6 plus 2 damage. So she does 6 plus 4, 10, 12 damage. So she does 12 damage. She opens up with her P90 in burst mode, and a bunch of holes appear on the woman's chest. Again, they don't heal this time. The energy effect still happens. They shimmer, and the bullets stay embedded in what looks like some kind of flesh. But she stops advancing.
This is kind of terrifying. It's got a Terminator with like a blade stuck in the arm. Face is half melted off from shotgun blasts and machine gun fire.
All right. So next would be, I believe, Saul.
Yep.
right.
I'm going to first of all run at her and use my martial arts to attack her, so it'd be bludgeon damage, and
Yep.
and I'm going to aim for the areas that have already been weakened.
Okay.
You gonna gnaw on her face?
No. That is a 25.
Okay. So that definitely hits. Roll damage.
And that is a 6.
Okay. What do you want to do to her specifically?
I'm going to basically palm strike her right in the arm where Dr. Bob's knife was embedded. And then with my other hand right on her jaw.
Okay, so
like an
you
upward strike to her jaw.
All right, so you strike her in the arm, which does manage to drop her down to one knee for a second, and you kind of uppercut palm strike her to the jaw, which does knock her backwards and does send her flying, but your arm hurts like hell. That was like punching pure metal.
I kind of expected that.
Okay, so Oringo, what are you going to do?
Probably best to close the distance. But since I'm scouted up ahead, I assume I'm kind of in the forested area at this point, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so if I can move undercover and try and flank our Terminatrix here and see if I can come up behind her in the next round or however long it'll take me to get to you guys.
Okay, so that is your action. You're going to try and flank. Mm-hmm. So as this happens, her guards keep advancing closer, and then suddenly there is this bright flash that appears in the middle of the fireflies. Like someone set off a mini sun in the middle of you guys, like a kind of like a flashbang, but silent. And you hear in a roughly translated Earth voice. It's very robotic, but there's clearly a biological component to it. Like it's somebody trying to speak, but it's coming through a filter. All you can hear is robotic words, run. And you see two figures emerge from the snow before your world is kind of blinded. And there are those two, the best way we can describe them as bear creatures in power armor. And they just start unloading shots into the Jaffa and her. The Tiger Guards drop relatively quickly, but the woman just stands there, takes the blasts as they deflect off some kind of an energy shield. What are you guys going to do? Top of the order.
You don't have to tell us twice. Move out. You heard him.
Would I be able to run, grab that weapon that she had, and then dash back to the DHD?
You can try it.
Okay. Is that going to be athletics or?
Yep. It's going to be an athletics check or sleight of hand. Either way, this is going to be remarkably difficult.
Okay. Sleight of hand it is. That's a 6.
All right. So you try to run and grab the weapon from her. She grabs a hold of you.
Oh, shit.
All right. Now, give me a sec to check. Because I've got stats for her. All right. Just give me a sec. All right, cool.
If Dr. Bob had removed all your bones, you wouldn't have anything to worry about.
What did I say when we first met?
Dr. Bob is like, you tried to grab her weapon. Why didn't you grab my knife back?
Okay, Carter, take 6 points of crush damage.
Ugh.
She has crushed your hand.
And you just, mother! As she does so.
As she does that, she goes, A pure Tauri. Interesting. And I want you to actually, she's going to attack you, JT, but with something else. So hold on. Does a 14 hit you?
It does.
Something fires out of her wrist, injects into your neck, paralyzes you for half a second. You fall unconscious.
Oh. You just hear the F start as he passes out. And goes limp.
While this is happening, the two guys in power armor start running towards the dial home device and the gate. They grab they grab Carter. They drag Selena by the back of her kind of uniform, throw them over their giant shoulders, and start running into the bush. They, strangely enough, do not pursue.
Okay.
What are you guys going to do?
We're following them.
Well,
Okay.
I was going to say I guess Carter's move is up.
Yeah, he's done. So it would go
mine.
back to you, Dr. Bob.
As much as it pains me, I'm not going back for my weapon just now. I go over to the dial home device and I rip out one of the capacitors and run with me. So it's not. So the gate is no longer useful unless we go back to it.
Or like one of those. They got that circuit board with like all the crystals in there.
Yeah, I basically grab like a crystal capacitor and just pull that shit out and start running towards with the bears.
All right, so you
I yell towards Ringo, follow the bears with the outside bones.
All right, so you start running. All of you presumably follow, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so you do that. You start running, and after probably about 5 or 10 minutes of straight booking ass, you think you're safe.
Which is not very much distance for an Unas.
So you guys start running, and you don't hear any pursuit, strangely enough. And as you get from the bush, the bears in the power armor set down both Lieutenant Carter, and they set down Rodriguez. They look at you, the Unas. They look at Saul, and they come through their electronic voices. Why are you here? Who are you? Do you serve the Guald?
So I'm going to step forward and explain the situation. I'm just going to roll a charisma check here, just to make sure.
Now, for those of you people at home, the Stargate SG-1 game does have a system which does have social encounters built into it called Moxie. However, I prefer a more traditional based approach. So this system may come into play here and there, but for the sake of simplicity, because most of these guys have played D&D 5th edition, we're going to do charisma checks, and we're likely just going to role play things out just to get a little bit more into character, unless the situation means we have to use a little bit more diplomacy for an extended check. So that aside, Saul, continue.
And that is a 14 on charisma. And Saul's going to go, we are members of Stargate, a military operation based off Earth. Is there a I forget, is there a standard name that they would know Earth as?
The bear creature looks at you and goes, "Are you allied with the ones known as the Tok'ra?"
Indeed.
You do not serve the one known as Charmunda, correct?
We have we do not.
Now, if Oringo could give me a wisdom roll,
Oh dear.
that triggered something.
So let's see. Ooh, I got an 18.
Chamunda is a name you have come across specifically whenever there seems to be a crash Guald mothership. Usually that name is found in Guald computers, but not much else. And the tiger guards that you fought at the gate, you have encountered precisely one of them. You found one dead, but these ones are more heavily armored than the ones you've seen previously. It's been about 6 months since you last saw that particular dead tiger guard. So this name and all this is starting to come together. So, what are you guys going to do? The two bear creatures, one of them takes off their helmets, and the best way to describe them would be as giant polar bears would be the best way to describe them.
So they get out of their gear, or what's going on?
They took off their helmets.
Helmet.
Well, just their helmets.
Yeah, so they're basically built like bears, like they're basically humanoid bears, but they look more kind of savage, and their power armor is very much some kind of a exoskeleton. So what would make an already intimidating creature scary makes these creatures extra bulky. But even they ran from 2 Jaffa and 1 whatever the hell that thing was.
Can I support and ask them, where did you get your outside bones?
We made them because we have been hiding. Come with us. We'll explain.
Cool. I didn't even have to roll for that.
So you guys begin trekking through the woods. It takes the better part of a day. The temperature keeps dropping. So the bears tell you you're going to have to get inside soon. So as you start walking, you start going towards the light that Oringo saw earlier, and you come across the ruins of what looks like a city or some kind of a center of population at one point. You start going down staircases and tunnels, and eventually you come to a giant door at some kind of an underground facility built into the rock face. One of the bears holds up his paws. It injects something into his paw, which it takes some kind of a blood reading. Once it verifies his identity, a sequence of lights goes off. The huge door opens. An energy barrier drops at the same time, and you are allowed entrance. So you enter the building or the underground vault area, and you come across, there's this huge open area. It's like this atrium. You can see there's like tropical plants in there. There are families of all sorts of types in there, but they're not in the same power armor suits that you encountered. They're basically like simple kind of clothing, but still appropriate for their like frames. They appear fairly high tech as well. And once everybody sees the soldiers return with you, everybody just kind of shuts up.
Do they look like the bears from the Coca-Cola Christmas commercials?
That would probably be a pretty good way to describe them.
Just with clothes on, cover the bits?
I'm basically just picturing those kinds of bears in like Warhammer armor.
Yeah.
Exo Squad.
So
that's kind of cool.
So as you are all talking about this, a voice comes out in more clear human language, and you see a brown type bear come out dressed in more what looks more formal attire. Like it looks like this person may hold some kind of a
elder
kind of position. Does anybody here have any kind of diplomacy skills, or should Rodrigo?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Let me see here. I have insight, but I also have persuasion.
Okay.
Would that, because I don't think that is there a specific diplomacy
Skill?
Yeah,
Let
I
me
don't
double
think
check.
so.
Da,
I don't think I saw that anywhere in particular. Like
No,
there's
I don't
think there is
intimidation, there's
diplomacy.
investigation, there's
Culture would probably be the closest.
Yeah.
Okay, I
culture
have a +2 to culture as well.
Okay, go ahead. Give it a roll.
All right. I was gonna say only you can stop forest fires. What I saw. But okay, I'll roll. Give me a roll.
Yep.
Let's see here. So that's 15 plus 17.
Okay, so judging by how everybody reacts, you can judge there are probably several different castes within their society. The white bears are probably the warrior class, the soldier class.
Okay.
The ones that are more black and brown are probably the commoner class. And the elder one has a more of a reddish coat. He appears to be like some kind of a elder, perhaps.
Like a red panda?
Kind of, yeah. That would
Like
probably be
is he smaller than the others?
No, he is a little bit taller, but he's thinner. Like he's not as muscular.
Does he sound like Dustin Hoffman?
He does not sound like Dustin Hoffman. But he goes, the bear approaches you, outreaches his paw, turns it upside down with his palm facing upward. Friend or foe?
And I put my hand out and do the same, or do the opposite gesture to, I guess, show my hand facing downward towards his hand.
Yes.
And say, doctor.
Friend.
Friend. Doctor friend.
Welcome to our home. We can offer you whatever protection we can, but our forces are small, our resources are finite. They do not know we are here yet. We are prepared to enter the long sleep and hoping we can outlast them.
Okay, then I'm going to, because I guess I made first contact, I will introduce the rest of the team and show who our leader is. Our leader is the tall one, pointing towards, and in making a joke, say the Tari is a pet.
I'm sure Carter would be upset if he wasn't knocked the fuck out.
If he wasn't knocked out with a broken hand that I'm going to have to attend to anyway.
He's going to wake up with a stump, isn't he?
No, don't forget, Dr. Bob was reading all about doing the horse surgery, so he'll be able to figure it out for you.
Oh, good.
Hooves
So
are an improvement.
So,
yes, it's just Doctor. Don't worry, Dr. Bob will fix up Carter's hooves, no problem.
all right. So, the elder introduces himself as Cha, and they are of the Formi species. Formi. They are a spacefaring civilization. However, civil war has overtaken the planet for probably the last 50 or so years. However, about a year ago, a Gual pyramid ship appeared in the sky, and there was a surface war fought with them. The Formi are down to probably less than 500 people on the planet grand total, spread across several facilities.
So their civil war has ended temporarily
Yes.
to unite against the Gould?
Yes. And they don't know what they're looking for.
Can I make one question? It's not meta, but like, is it easy to perceive that this group is a mixture of what was the Civil War? Like, was it a caste difference between like the white bears and the brown bears?
Yeah, like was it a caste war? Oh, okay.
Yes, probably. From what you can gather, the white soldier class kind of resented working for the reddish class.
But they realize, and the brown ones are sort of caught in between?
Yes, that's what you would gather. Just by kind of listening to conversations, watching body language.
And that it's sort of clear, I guess because my perception's high and everything too, that the red bears are clearly more of the tactical thinkers and
Yes.
the strategic thinkers,
Mhm.
and I guess because they don't have the physical advantages that the larger bears had.
Yes.
Okay, so I make little notes of that, to myself.
Okay. Okay, so he looks at you. Cha says, "Come with me." And he leads you further into the facility. You are still being followed by the two white polar bears, I guess would be the best way to describe them, who kind of rescued you. And Cha says, "Our soldiers are starting to run low, and our weapons have been ineffective for the better part of a year. They're learning. Whatever they are learning. The Guald have captured our scientists. They've captured our scholars and elders. They seek it. They seek what brought us so far advanced, but we can't let them have it. We must get it off world or destroy it."
I'm going to say, when you say they seek it, I'm assuming we all just sort of look at each other in the team for a second.
Yeah, I'd be like,
The SG-1 equivalent of $signs in the eyes.
So
Carter doesn't say anything.
So as you are all being led,
I'm assuming Carter's
Carter's
sleeping.
still, Carter's still passed out.
Carter's
Yeah.
going to wake up screaming.
Oh, probably.
so Cha leads you to a different room where you see several. There, I guess the best way to describe it would be chambers on the side filled with a kind of half fluid. He goes, "If we can put your friend in there, our technology should be able to heal him, but it will take time."
How long are we talking?
Half a cycle.
Okay.
One advantage of being Atari with very weak physiology to begin with in small parts.
So as you do that, so so Hall, you are put into this kind of half chamber. So think of it as a jacuzzi filled with like kind of a half liquid. Your head is just above this fluid. I guess the best way to describe it would be as green Nickelodeon gack. It's really thick. It's really slimy, but it feels incredibly cooling and soothing, like bathing in aloe. So you're given
so it's
oxygen.
Transformers CR chamber, basically. Just
Yeah, would be another good way. So
I was thinking back to tank.
So when you're inside of it, you immediately start dreaming because you are unconscious for all intents and purposes.
All right.
While you're unconscious, you start having flashes back to the firefight that just happened, how this thing crushed your hand, tossed you all aside like rag dolls, more or less. And whenever you think about being injected with something, you can almost hear something whispering at you, but in a language you can't quite understand or comprehend. But you can feel just something gnawing at the edge of your consciousness.
Does it sound like a really deep sort of voice?
No, it's a female voice. And one of the things you do hear it say in distinct and clear English, specimen gathered, information transmitted. And then it cuts off and you wake up. Half a cycle was about half an hour.
Yeah. Just which hand did it crush, by the way?
Your left hand.
Left hand. He's like, he's checking his hand. He's like, why doesn't it hurt?
Yeah, your hand is brand new. You feel fine. You feel a little bit of a euphoric high as you come out of the tank, as it basically pumped you full of endorphins and everything else.
Yeah. Sees the rest of the team. Hey, guys.
So while Carter was having his dream sequence, you guys were brought into the Formy war room, so to speak. So from what you've been able to gather, this is where you may ask questions of Cha. There are about 3 other elders who have not identified themselves, but you see an older looking white bear and a older looking brown bear that has streaks of gray through it. They look at you and goes, you say you are Taurian aligned with the Tok'ra. You come from a place called Earth, you say? How can you fight the Goa'uld with such primitive weaponry? They look at the Unas and they're like, did you not serve them at one point?
Once, until we rose up and slew them.
Rebelled against your masters. The white bear off to the left side of Cha goes, a wise move.
More or less, our whole mission has been to scout and advance our technology in order to further assist in fighting them. So that's what me and my team are here for.
Cha looks at the other 3 bears, and I realize how bad that sounds. We can offer you some technology. Some of it is not compatible with some of your physiology, but we don't know how effective our weapons would be. Our best energy-based weapons stand no threat against whatever their more advanced soldiers are. Their Jaffa can barely be harmed by them, even on the highest settings. Occasionally we get lucky, but they're overwhelming us.
I raise my hand and ask, would it be possible to have a sample of some of your doctor goo?
Cha looks at
servant. I point at the tanks.
Cha goes, yes, that can be possible. What could you offer us in return? We understand that you may not have much, but perhaps you can help our people.
Let me see if I'm going to go through my pack. What do I have? What can I trade? Band-Aids. This is
Tauri Doritos.
Doritos. No, I was going to pull out field morphine. Be like, you have stuff that can heal you, but you have something that can numb the pain while you're in the field.
Give them the duct tape, Alex.
I know. I don't want. I turned no. The duct tape's mine.
Zol is also thinking, the base will probably realize that something went wrong at this point.
Because they can't dial the gate.
Yeah. Because there was a survey team that was supposed to dial in 40 minutes after we left.
Yeah, we've obviously missed check-in.
Yeah, and I'm going, oh, wait, and I pull out the crystal from my pack and go, I took that out of the gate, or the dialer, by the way.
So they cannot escape unless they come down from their ships. At least they can't bring in many reinforcements via the gates. Our sacred gates.
Yeah, and I'll say it also means that we can't receive reinforcements until we put it back either. So I think we're going to have to work together.
Cha looks at the 3 elders. They all nod in agreement. We will help you as much as we can. However, we do have something to request of you. You must help us get off our planet. We estimate there's probably about 500 of us left. Those of us that can't be transported can be safely frozen here until we can come back and this planet can be freed. But we must get the elders off planet first. Everybody give me a wisdom check.
Okie dokie. So just
Except
a pure
for
wisdom.
me, because I'm still in the infirmary.
No,
you're back with us.
No,
okay.
you're back up to speed.
Sorry, what was that again, Mike?
Roll
Unnatural
wisdom.
Wisdom,
Unnatural
I'd say.
20.
And is it a perception check as well with it, or
No, just wisdom.
just pure wisdom? Okay.
I got an 11.
All
I
right.
got 5.
All right, so Saul, kind of reading.
I got 9.
So Saul, by watching their body language, listening to their intonation, you get the weird feeling in the back of your mind. They do care for their people, but they want to get the quote unquote 1% out first and leave the commoners behind, frozen and presumably protected. But they're trying to get leadership out first. So it's up to you as the SG team leader. What do you do? And that question will be answered next week here on Stargate Tactical Weapons Integration Group. The SG-26 team has made first contact with the Formi, a bear-like species that is on the moon M5M001, and the Gwald are here presumably in force, but you've only encountered 3 of them, but only 2 Jaffa and a mysterious some form of life, and you don't know what its purpose is, what they're after. You've heard the name Chormunda mentioned, and what does that all mean? Well, we'll all find out very soon here on SG-TWIG. So until next time, we have been in the great state of New Jersey, the Garden State.
Ken playing Saul.
From New Berlin, aka Kitchener.
Dr. Bob.
From the Satellite of Love, otherwise known as Guelph.
Liam.
From the frozen hell wasteland of Saskatchewan.
Trying not to take offense at that, JT from Saskatoon.
And I have been your gate master, Mike the Birdman, saying, until next time, folks, Chevron's locked.
You look okay to me. Why don't you try a glass of warm milk?
I would prefer not to consume bovine lactose at any temperature.
A cup of herbal tea, then. Can't hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, we're going to hell.
We're doomed.
TPK! TPK!
Fuck, I'd be so upset.
This better not turn out like the fucking time where we're recording and you started out and it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello!
Blank face. Hello. Hi. I'm Mike. And I'm like, I told you not to eat that many gummies. And you're like, and then you basically shut down and I had to take over the whole recording.
Back to center. Back to center.
Okay, I'm good.
Oh, I'm crying.
Okay, I'm serious now. I can feel Alex shaking his head. Okay, I'm good. Okay. Calm blue ocean. Okay. Fuck off! Sorry. My knee was hurting. All right, I'm good.